Hello, and welcome to Lesson 11 from my book, Babette's Quick Start Guide to Theory for Fiddlers. This lesson is about the circle of fifths, and it is the last lesson in the first part of the book. What you see here is a simple drawing of the circle of fifths, and the reason we're looking at that is because the relationships that you have learned so far are shown on the circle of fifths. The interval between one note in the circle of fifths and the next note in the circle of fifths is called a perfect fifth. Now let's take a look and see how the circle of fifths relates to what you've already learned. If you look in the 1 o'clock position, going clockwise, you will see the letters G, D, A, and E. And that's the same as the violin and mandolin strings going from left to right. G, D, A, E. I'm sure you remember also that the first 4 sharp keys are the same in order: G, D, A, and E. Skip ahead 2 spots and you'll see F sharp, and then continuing clockwise, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp, and those are the first 4 sharps that we learned. So looking at the circle of fifths in this way, we also then know that the first and fifth notes are next to each other in the circle of fifths, and also the first chord and the fifth chord are next to each other in the circle of fifths. Okay, now let's take a look at the questions on our worksheet on the circle of fifths. Question 1. The interval between one note in the circle of fifths and the next note in the circle of fifths is what? Well, that is called a perfect fifth. Next, you will see the same drawing of the circle of fifths, but with 3 blank spots. And question 2 says, on the above circle of fifths, fill in the missing notes. Now remember, we're moving in a clockwise direction. So first it's asking for the note after the G. And you know that the note after the G is D. Then it asks for the note after the A, and we know that the note after the A is an E. Continue around to the F sharp, and it's asking for the note after the F sharp, and that note will be a C sharp. Question 3, on the above circle of fifths, identify the sharp keys we learned. Well, those are on the right-hand side, and those sharp keys we learned are G, D, A, and E. Question 4, on the above circle of fifths, identify the sharps in those keys. And we'll find the F sharp on the bottom of the circle, continuing in a clockwise position. That would be F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. Question 5, how many perfect fifths are there between C and E? So let's go up to the top, find the letter C. We know there is a perfect fifth between each 2 letters. So from C to G is 1, G to D is 2, D to A is 3, and A to E is 4. So there are 4 perfect fifths between C and E. And lastly, we have one review question. We have a blank staff, and it wants us to mark on the staff 2 Fs. Well, we know where our F's are One of them is in the word face, which spells out the spaces from bottom to top, F-A-C-E. So the first F is that bottom space. The other one is part of the way that we learn the lines. Every good boy does fine. That also goes from bottom to top. So fine starts with F. That means the top line is the second F. Thank you for listening to this lesson. If you have any questions about it or comments, please leave that message in the comments section below this video and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.